what does it mean to be free? Some people sometimes simplistically think of freedom in terms of just choosing between A and B, between two options, which is kind of true, but it's not that simple. First of all, in order to be free to choose between A and B, you need to know what A and B are. For example, you may be a very young person in junior high and wondering whether you want to go to medical school or to law school. Are you really free to make a decision? Well, I would say you can make a free decision compared to going to law school rather than medical school only if and insofar as you have a fair knowledge of the differences between medicine and law, and also the difference between what you can do with the degree in law and the degree in medicine. So freedom is really free if you know what you're choosing. So without knowledge, it's just an appearance, but it would be a mistake to make a decision if you really don't know what A and B are. So let's say that freedom, first of all, requires knowledge. But things are even more complicated than this. Think of it this way. Are you free to play a difficult symphony at the piano, Beethoven maybe, the Ninth Symphony? Well, I know just a few people right now in my life who are actually free to sit down at the piano and play the Ninth Symphony by Beethoven. So everybody can say that they are free to play or not to play the piano, but this doesn't mean much. What does it mean to play the piano? Just to touch the keyboard? I mean, being free to play the piano means years and years of training and studying music, and to train your fingers to act on the keyboard in a certain way. It requires a lot of effort. Now, to me right now, even to say that I know the Ninth Symphony of Beethoven, it's a very awkward statement. I don't really know what it is until I'm able to perform it. So the knowledge I have is very limited. If I really knew it, I would be able to perform it as well. So there is a different degree of knowledge according to different degrees of freedom. And clearly, to have the freedom to play that symphony means to have the capacity to operate in a certain way compared to playing the piano in this example. But we can shift example from technical virtues or skills, like playing the piano, to more interesting moral skills. For example, I know very few people in the world who are able to free between having a happy family and not having a happy family, meaning getting married and having a happy family or not. Why? Because having a happy family is not just a choice like we might do in a movie, in which in 90 minutes everything can happen. People can change from being very evil to being very good. So the movie culture doesn't help the truth of our real lives, in which it takes years and years to be one kind of person or another kind of person. But to be able to have a happy family, you need a lot of training in terms of self-giving, generosity, paying attention to other people more than to yourself, which are things that you have to embody somehow in what in classical moral philosophy would be called moral virtues. Moral virtues are the skills you have to perform in certain ways, like in playing piano as a pianist, you do in technical things. Now, does a very bad person know what it is to have a happy family? Well, in a very vague way, yes. But in terms of performance, he or she doesn't. That's why it's not easy to say that you are free or not to have a happy family. So freedom is much more than that. That's why it's called in philosophy sometimes freedom for excellence. That freedom that allows you to perform at a certain level of moral life in a certain way, in which you need to know truly what the A and B options are. But to know that the Ninth Symphony cannot be taken for granted by people who are not able to perform, only virtuous people have that kind of knowledge in moral life, and that's why the key option we should face most of the times in our moral lives is actually about what kind of person we want to become in the passing of the years. That's the real question. If we become a certain kind of person, then we may be free to perform, to make decisions and to perform at that level of our life.